Hi Menaces, welcome back to my channel. This video is just going to be a quick and cute little story time video about the time that I was almost not signed. Quick little story time about the time I got rejected from a record label. Now, we gotta go back for the story. We gotta go back to 2018 to 21-year-old. Is that an iguana outside? It looks like one. Ooh. I have never seen an iguana where I live. This is cute. But yes, I was 21 years old, bright-eyed, and my EP Coin by Your Name was out for a couple months and it was doing well on the streaming platforms. It got on a cute Spotify playlist or one of these songs and people were living for it. And I got a message from... Okay, wait, no, I have to give him more backstory. And I released music through a distributor who also acts as like a label. If they think that you have potential, they will reach out to you and try to make some kind of deal with you. So that's what happened. Somebody from my distributor, I'm not going to say their name, but if you watch the channel, you should know, reached out to me and they were very interested in me because of the fact that I was from Trinidad and Tobago, because they had Tobagonian heritage or Tobagonian roots or whatever. So they were very interested in me because I probably was one of the few Trinidadian people using the app and I was actually gaining some momentum, having some success. So we talked over email for a while. We had some cute exchanges, whatever. Spoke about the music. And then they asked me to send them anything that I was working on. Anything that I had in the vault. Anything, just something. I told them that I did not have anything that was super prepared or any demo that I really wanted other people to listen to yet, because I didn't. I was working on new music, but I was going through this kind of like transition phase, I would say. Like I was experimenting. This is when I was trying to make an EP called Harry Potter, if anybody remembers that, and I was trying to make an EP based on that. And I had the lead single for that. I was working on that. And it was called Harry Potter. And it was this kind of like 80s weird British sounding kind of sound. And it was not finished. I listened to it the other day. It was not that great. But it wasn't bad also. I think that it wasn't a bad demo. So I had that and I was working on that. But I wasn't confident enough to send it to another human being as yet. But they were kind of insistent that, I just send them something, like anything. People on the team or whatever just wanted to hear something else. Because obviously that was 2 years ago when they were smaller. And I think that they were a little bit more interested in artists who weren't like blowing up, but they were doing well. Because here's the kicker. I think I messaged them before, knowing that my song was going to do well. And I was like, you should hop on this. I'm on 1,500 streams on Spotify. You should get me now. You should get on this song now because it's going to get bigger. They didn't. But then some months later, they're like, okay, well, we're seeing you doing your thing, Mr. Trinidad. Whatever. So eventually I gave in. I caved in because I was thinking like this is a good opportunity. Like they're still messaging me. They're interested in me. And I should send them something. I mean, I've been working on this Harry Potter song. I like it. Let me send it. Who told me to do such a thing? Who told me to do such a thing? I should not have sent that song. You know that something is not well received when you get like an interesting. Oh my god, that was interesting. That was like, that was cool. Very like cool. It was bad. At least it was badly received by the people working there. And they did not like the song. And that was the end of the communications right there. It was a very like ghosting type of situation. It wasn't even like, well, we don't like this song. Thank you for your time. It was very like, oh, it's interesting. Never message you again. And that is honestly like, it's a very short story, but that is basically how I got rejected from being a part of their label and splitting my royalties 50-50 and getting their promotion and all that crap, which at that point I really wanted, At that point I really wanted, like, yes, my song was doing well on its own, but if you have something like a label, like, they could really push you and really bolster you and get you in places that as a newbie artist you really just can't get to. And that's very appealing to artists. Like when you hear about artists who receive like $2 out of their earnings from their label, but the label helps to put you on the radio. Label helps to put you in the good magazines, gets you, it spends money to get you those influencer shout outs. Labels are very, very useful still. But my philosophy now is become your own label. Become your own label. Become your own sugar daddy, essentially, because that's what a label is. They're a sugar daddy. They give you money, they give you advances, they give you resources. Get those for yourself. It's going to be much more difficult, especially doing creative endeavors. But it's better to be your own sugar daddy because you tell yourself what you want to do. And I think that is my next chapter as an artist, trying to find a way to be my own sugar daddy, because getting rejected from one label was enough. No more of that for me, please. How are you all doing? How are you handling social distancing? Are you going insane? Are you listening to new music? I got new music, just had to plug that in there. New music, April the 10th, Human 2. Look out for that. But I just wanted to do a quick story time. I feel like I never do story time. So it's like experiment. Like I have no other option. They've taken away my KFC. But let me know how you're doing down below.